Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Hello and welcome everyone to episode 74, and we are here live. We do this live because we do it for you, and I always look that way because the chat is tucked in so nicely there on the right side of the screen. Hello and welcome, live chat. Hello and welcome to everyone who's listening later on, whether you're mowing the lawn, sitting back by the pool with your feet up, or you just shoveling snow. Can we say that? That's a thing now.
I was going to say, you've covered the entire East Coast from snow to hanging out in the pool, and I'm somewhere in the middle.
I'm an equal opportunity offender. Lawrence, I'm in training. I'm in training for next Thursday. Today, I just had my full-on Thanksgiving meal at one of the buildings I work at. I rearranged my schedule so I would land there at dinner time, lunchtime, and boy, did they feed me. I'm talking turkey and stuffing and green bean casserole, mac and cheese, collard greens, which I've never had before, and those were pretty tasty. And some other things, and a nice little cheesecake at the end. So I'm in training, and I'm ready for next week. I see we have the beautiful background of leaves, which is something I don't get to see anymore down here.
That's right. No, we have great leaves. You go out to the mountains here in North Carolina, and you get beautiful views of all the leaves changing color. Here in my backyard, you just get pine straw. I just get all the pine straw.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
no. That reminds me, when I lived in Maine, we had plenty of that too. You come to the edge of the clearing all the way around the yard, and it's all the pine straw stuff in the woods.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So, yeah. But fall is here. I just feel like winter's here because, when you live in Disney, it's Christmas already. So,
true.
Played my Christmas carols on the way home today. Singing away.
Very nice. Yeah, I need to purchase my Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets. I think that's going to be tomorrow. Of course, I made a wonderful purchase today that I didn't want to have to do. I get to take a nice warm or hot shower tonight because I just had to buy a brand new water heater. So,
that was
fun. Yeah, so all good though. All good. So yeah, I got to get my TSO tickets and keep Christmas boom. That's a Christmas gift to myself there, water heater.
Oh, well, put a bow on it, I guess.
But that's okay. We'll have people coming over for next week for Thanksgiving, so definitely have to have the house in tip-top shape. And we will have our Thanksgiving episode next Wednesday, because you'll be in the park on Tuesday.
Yes. Good note.
Yeah, so we'll be moving the podcast to Wednesday night, and that's going to be our Thanksgiving episode where we're going to talk about everything that we are grateful for, including you, the viewer, and we will be having a Zoom going on during the show that you can all take part in, and then we'll also be pulling a few of you in from the Zoom into the show to talk about what you're grateful for. So it's going to be a viewer week for sure that week. So looking forward to that.
And now that you say that, I just want to include one quick thing. I've been really late on sending out the Zoom call for our Living in Diz channel, and that happens this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So as we get off of here, I'm going to schedule that and send that out for anyone listening. You'll know that that's happening, so you can prepare for the Thursday marathon.
Good. So Kari, what's on tap tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I figured we'd have a sort of a special guest in the community. A couple people might know him. His name's Pete McDevitt. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Pete McDevitt. New guy, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? There may not be a more beloved guy in the entire Disney community than Pete McDevitt. I mean, everybody knows him from the newer channels all the way up to old Tim Tracker. Everybody knows him to some level. He started some fun things like the Hall of Fame for Disney YouTubers and extended it out to supporters and some other categories as well. So we were lucky enough to make it into that early on in the process. So we are in that Hall of Fame, and we'll expand on that with Pete and talk about that. And I'm sure there's tons to talk about. And I'll I should tell the story of my day when I first met Pete and all that good stuff. So, and we want to welcome any of Pete's viewers and community. I can see some of the names in there, like Team Marie for sure, Corby Sinclair, Monorail Molly. Some familiar names there, maybe Kay as well. So welcome, everyone. We hope you enjoy tonight.
Tina's only listening so that she can hear your Massachusetts accent.
Tina, park in the car. Yes. Hot dogs.
So let's bring in our special guest tonight, Pete McDevitt. Welcome.
Good evening.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's Tuesday night. It's a good thing. Tuesdays.
Thank you, sir. This is weird for me being on the other end of this. I'm usually, if I appear in something like this with the screen with some boxes, I'm on your show.
You have been on. Yes, you have.
So it's an honor, my friend. It's an honor.
Vice versa.
So
yes,
for those who don't know, Pete not only does Disney shows, but he also does sports. I'm wondering which came first. Was it sports or was it Disney that came first?
It was Disney that came first. We started the show because when I came back from the hospital, my son wanted to show some Funko Pops on YouTube, and they kept taking his stream down because he was 11 at the time, under the age. And he asked me to come in and do it. And I did it. And I said, well, let's try this thing out, and started doing. He wanted to do some interviews with some of our friends from Disney. And that's how it started. I interviewed Steve's World, was the first person I interviewed ever on my channel. Realized how much fun this could be. And now it's built into what we have now, which is I am unique. I am the complete, I would say I'm a complete unicorn of how this thing goes, because I've collaborated 2 different types of content together with my community, with sports and Disney, doing baseball and football on my main channel, and basketball on my second channel with hockey. But then the other unicorn is everybody said there's no way that you can talk about other channels. It doesn't work on YouTube. You can't do that. Well, I talk and promote and push over 200 channels a week on my channel with what we do, and I'm proud of the fact that I know for a fact that we've helped a lot of creators get up over that 1,000 creator mark. I know that we've helped creators cross that plateau, which someday we hope that Corey does that with his channel. But, you know, I was there at the days and, you know, watched and formatted and helped along. You know, the creators, they're the ones that earn those subscribers. But if you can be a voice to tell people, hey, here's this person, here's this channel that does this, and you can put people in contact with them, and then they can make the choice to subscribe and follow, then that's the key. Because it's at the end of the day, the subscribers are incredible. I'd love to grab some new subscribers every day, but I want them to be people that are going to watch my content. Because if they're just subbing and leaving, they're not really doing much of the big picture.
Yep, absolutely. One thing that you that I've heard you say on your shows that really stuck out to me was, if you love Disney, if you watch both coasts, you could get Disney 20 hours a day, really.
Well, Corey probably would back me up on this. You know, I've been doing this now. I started with back when Lou Mangello was getting going and Josh and Resort TV One was just starting out. It's been about 10, 11 years now. And there was always this imaginary wall between Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Like people would come in and say, "Oh, no, I'm a Florida, I'm a Disneyland, I'm a Walt Disney World," or "No, I'm just a Disneylander." Well, Walt said in his initial speech when he opened Disneyland, you know, he talked about being a welcoming place for all. And I said, I am going to knock down these walls, this imaginary wall, and I'm going to open it up where people from the East Coast know about the West Coast, and they realize that late at night, when we're done at midnight, 11 midnight, those guys are just getting going. You could watch Disney till whatever time in the morning if you want, or watch a replay at any point. And it does bring the magic of Walt's original park and, of course, DCA. Maybe a little Knott's Berry, because some of those friends out there like to do that. Mm-hmm. And vice versa. It goes back out that those friends that are out there in California that are able to watch or want to watch a Disney content live maybe at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if they're working from home. Well, why couldn't they turn on Living in Diz or one of the many other channels that broadcast at 5 o'clock from one of the parks down here and be able to watch it live? And I'm excessively proud. It seems like in the last 6 months, we've made some serious strides, and I'm seeing a lot of those creators coming into the streams on the East Coast. And I'm also seeing creators and people from the community going out to the West Coast and being in those streams late at night. And now, while I'm not the only one that's made that happen, and it's not end all because of me, I'd like to think that the little bit that I'm doing is helping to move that along.
Well, I've heard you referred to as the Godfather of Disney YouTube. So I would certainly agree with that, because you are there looking for smaller channels, helping creators in any way that you can. And I think that I look at this as a community, right? YouTube certainly wants it to be a community. So I think that what you're doing makes a heck of a lot of sense.
Well, I said to one larger creator who I'll leave out right now. I said to him one time, and this is a person that has a ton of following. I said to him, in the big picture, you're small potatoes, and their mouth dropped. Just dropped. And was like, "Are you kidding me? You just said that to me." I said, "Well, let me explain." I said, at the time, this person had well over 300,000 followers. And I said to him, I said, "Why can't you have 1.5 million? Why can't so-and-so have 200,000? Why can't this person have 50? I said, at the time, I was not even a creator. At the time, I said, I got 0 followers. Why can't I have 1,000? I said, here's the simple fact. There are millions, tens to hundreds of millions of people that love Disney. And I guarantee you 70, 80% of them don't even know that this opportunity exists out there.
Yeah.
Because they're still learning. I was on a plane last week flying home from Disney, and I passed out 21 business cards. And of the 21 business cards, and here's how I passed them out. As they walked by me, I was in the first seat, and they had Disney on. Oh my God, beautiful shirt. You love Disney? Yeah. Check out my channel. I'll introduce you to 200 more other incredible Disney content creators. I've already had 5 of those people from the 20 cards I reached out that have reached out to me through private message. Thank you for taking the time to do it. I had one person that said, when you handed it to me, I wanted to throw it at you because I don't like being handed things. And she said to me, I've already gone in and subscribed to 11 people that you've talked about on your channel. So it works if you spread the word. There's enough people out there to watch all of us. And the key is nobody's going to steal your followers. Here's the bottom line. I'll take this from somebody who's a friend of mine, and that is Jerry the King Lawler. Said one time to my brother, you want people to watch you? Be better than the person that's out there now. Well, that's a simple fact because, Corey knows my brother wrestled for ECW and WWE and had a lot of people talk to him. And Lawler said that, and I've never forgotten that. Be better at what you want to do, because I used it at my job. When I was working with the government, I used it as my job to be better than everybody else. When I'm out here doing my channel, I do it. Am I better than everybody else? I'm better than some. I'm not as good as others. But in my mind, if I keep driving myself to be that level, to push to that level, then how good and how much can I do for other people? Yeah. And that's the thing. People are going to watch you because you're good. People, this podcast, I lay in bed. And in the morning as I'm doing exercise and stuff, I listen to different podcasts, and I listen to yours, because I like it. But you know what? I also listen to 2 guys that run the show, NCIS, so your quality is there. So if it wasn't there and it wasn't good, people wouldn't be listening. You got 57 people in here tonight because you guys do a good job. And that's the key. Be better than somebody else.
I appreciate that. Certainly appreciate those kind words, because and Corey can jump in here, but I know for me personally, the idea is I don't get to go to the parks as often as Corey does and a lot of the other live streamers. So this is my way of bringing a little bit of Disney, not only to the YouTube community, but also to me, and staying connected to Disney as often as I am. And I'll jump into your show when you're doing the late night shows, which, by the way, that's right up my alley, because I normally don't go to sleep until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So perfect.
Late night insomniacs, Disney insomniacs.
So tell us a little bit about kind of the shows that you have, because you're on just about every day of the week.
Well, as far as Disney programs go, we've got several main shows. I put out shorts every day of the week. I have executive producers on my channel from California, France, and Florida that provide me content with approval to post it. And I give credit for every last one in the description of the video with a direct link to their YouTube or their social media, because that's the proper way to do it. So you got that going on. As far as show-wise, on Sunday nights, we have what's called the Triple C show. It's a Clubhouse Chaotic Chat. And that is where I turn my channel over to 5 amazing women that are interchangeable and come in when they can. Some of them have family life, so we work together and mix in and in. But every week you're going to get an amazing dais of Disney-loving women that talk Disney with creators, with non-creators. We brought in people just out of the chat. Hey, let's interview you. Let's get to know you, so that people can be more of a face than just a name in the chat. And we're building relationships here. The whole key with what we try to do on my channel is strengthen the relationships we have with everybody every day and make new ones, find new people. We always hope that new people, we hope that they'll come into the chat, they'll hit subscribe, like when Living in Diz is live at the parks or when I'm live at home. We hope that when you're on another channel and I shout out Corey and my moderators drop his link in so people can subscribe to him, we hope they do it. And we hope we build those relationships with them. So Sunday nights is interviews. We've got interviews with California creators, Florida creators, UK. I've got, it's been an amazing mix. And we're averaging 80 to 100 people watching live every week minimum. And we're getting a ton of rewatches on it. And the ladies started, several of them, 4 of the 5 did not even really have a channel. 3 of the 5 never really created ever before. And I'll put them up against anybody nowadays with how much hard work they put in and how good they are and how great that show is. Sunday nights late, 10:45, 11 o'clock at night, and Wednesday nights late, I go live with Disney Insomniacs. And the show is two things. One, it's kind of recapping stuff that's going on in the community. I do that. I do a segment called Two Truths and a Lie. I bring somebody in from the community, and we get 3 statements from them, and we try to figure out who's telling the lies, who's telling the truths. And if you get it right, you get points, and we give away prizes. Our last segment, we gave away lounge flies and Disney gift cards as prizes to winners, and that's what we do over there. We give away great prizes, but we have fun doing that. And then I kind of introduce new channels every week. I go out and I find channels with the help of Monterey Molly's been helping me a lot lately. Hey, check out this channel. Hey, check out this channel. And we bring in creators and say, hey, take a look. And the last thing we do is we love to raid people. We love to raid people that are live and go in and just introduce creators to other creators. But we do it in a respectful way. It's not like we're attacking the channel. We're going in and we're saying hello, and people are subscribing and that type of thing. And then we have one show that's on hiatus, but it'll be back soon. That's Disney Dialogues. We have interviewed, that's done with Monterey Molly and myself, do that on Tuesday nights. So that should be coming back soon. We're working on pulling that back in. We had to take a little break for a little bit, but we've interviewed Imagineers on that channel. We've interviewed content creators from all forms of social media. We've interviewed authors, like we interviewed the gentleman who framed Roger Rabbit. We interviewed him. We've interviewed creators, artists on there, some of Disney's top featured fine artists, Arcee. We've interviewed him. People, he's been at D23 doing stuff every year. He's amazing. But there's like 10 or 12 artists that we've done. Joel Payne, who was the artist that handled all of the revamp of the Haunted Mansion in California, and actually was a sit-in on the voice of the Haunted Mansion for a little bit. We interviewed him not that long ago. So it's been incredible. So that's been great. We're going to get back to that on Tuesday nights, but our mainstay that's been the longest show on my channel is the Friday night Disney news and merch. And we go live around 9 o'clock and run till 11, do a 2-hour window roughly. And it's the up to the minute merch and news for that night, and food, because I'm a foodie. All my cast is a foodie. Jen and Tina and Doug and Angela and Chris Dadbuilds was with us for quite some time doing as well. And we talk everything that's brand new for that week. It's a interactive live news version of what's going on in Disney. So there's Disney content on my channel 7 days a week. And again, if you happen to like sports, I'm the only guy out there that Thursday night when I'm broadcasting the Steelers and the Browns, and I have to root for the Browns this week to beat the Steelers, because you just have to do that. I'm the only guy out there that every commercial on there is Disney. And I do it that way, and hopefully people come in. We found a lot of people that way that we've been able to bring over to other channels. I was, not that long ago, there was a Saturday morning. I'll go take a step back. There was a Thursday night game where this gentleman came into the chat, and I won't say his name because I don't know if I have permission to, but he goes, wow, this is interesting. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. This is going to be a challenge. It's going to be one of those nights with this guy. And I get it. He ends up following the channel. And I get an email the next day, and he says, hey, so-and-so, I forget what his first name is, Matt, I believe. And he says, I'm a DVC owner. I haven't been to Disney in 6 years because of COVID and medical problems and everything. But I still own my DVC. I love Disney. I found you because of the Green Bay Packer game Thursday night. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, I'm really surprised to see somebody out there broadcasting football, but talking all Disney. And all my commercials are Disney. Everything I do there is Disney. I'm sitting Saturday morning watching my partner channel, Diz Our Dream, and they are doing their normal broadcast from the parks. And all of a sudden, I hear Jeff go, well, welcome in. And he says their channel name. And I'm kind of smiling. I'm thinking, that guy found our community because I was running commercials for all these people. And then 5 minutes later, I hear $9.99 super chat from this person. Oh my God, I love this. I did my Grand Slam. My Grand Slam is find a new person that loves Disney, that wants to be here, and an emphatic part. They want to watch the DIZPod. They want to go over to Living in Diz and see Corey walking through the park at 2 a.m. talking about something, because he's the only guy out there doing it, by the way. And then they went over, they subscribed, and then they super chatted. I call it a blessing. I call it a blessing when somebody blesses the channel. They blessed Diz Our Dream. To me, that's the home run. I won. That's what I want to do. I want to find people. Do I want them to stay on my channel? Yeah. Do I want a bunch of people to find us tonight and come over and hang out with us? Yeah. Because guess what? All you guys that love Living in Diz, you're going to see his face on my channel with a sports bumper. You're going to hear me talk about him when I'm doing Patriots games. I'm usually using his name in vain. So it's something with that, as raise the roof. There you go. But you're going to hear about that, and you're going to find the magic with us, because I'm going to bring you the magic, and I'm going to show you where else you can find the magic. God left me here for a reason. He had to have. With all I've been through, I have to get up every day. For those who don't know, I am missing both legs. I am missing my left hand. I had the tendons removed from my right hand, so I am severely constricted, especially at times to now, because I haven't done my stretching yet for tonight. I was red last rites 3 times during this time frame. They told my family 4 times, he's not going to live through the night. You should say goodbye. And my doctor says that basically I'm a living miracle to get through what I had. Do I regret it? No, I was able to support the United States military through my private function that I did for 20 years of my life. And what happened to me and getting struck down happened while I was at a military event. But God left me here for a reason, and that is to help others. And that is to show others that no matter what challenge you have in life, no matter what molehill, mountain, speed bump you think you have today, there's a way to work through it. There's a way to be positive, and there's a way to find the happiness in your life. And that's what I believe, and that's what I try to work.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's been my mindset when facing challenges, where you take the blow, and then you figure out, okay, this is what it is. Now, how are we going to deal with it to make it the best situation possible? And of course, I haven't experienced anything nearly like you, but I have things where we've had to face a child with the news of type 1 diabetes. Of course, something like that is devastating. You pick yourself off the ground after a few minutes, and you figure out, how are we going to make this the best possible way we can. So it's very admirable that you're able to do that. I could probably say, right, I never thought of this till now, I'm probably one of the last people in the community that saw you before this incident happened to you.
I was with you were one of them. Yeah, I was actually with Prince Charming Dev. I had gone up to. It happened where I got the blister on my ankle that became infected. It happened in Florida, and I was at a military event, and I went up for the weekend to hang with Dev. We were running through the parks, and I didn't even know what was going on. And the last thing I did was we stopped at the hub. It was in the September. It was before, they had the fall Halloween stuff there. And I was looking at the bench with Walt and Minnie. I was looking down Main Street, and I told Deb, "Hey, I love you. Thanks for being here with me. Get me to the airport so I'm not late getting home." And I looked at Roy and Minnie. I said, "Roy, Minnie, we'll see you next time. I'll be back in a month." And I looked at the castle and I said, "Hey, Walt, I'll see you soon." Not knowing I literally almost did see Walt soon, because I came home here. That was on a Monday. I came home here. I collapsed on Tuesday night on the floor right here in the studio. And I went to take a nap. I laid down with my lab to take a nap because I felt like I just didn't feel 100%. And I didn't wake up until 45 days later from a coma. And when I woke up, everybody that was there was talking about Thanksgiving. I'm like, what the blank are you guys talking about? We haven't even gone through Halloween yet. And Halloween was long gone. I never saw that Halloween and don't remember much about it. And, I've been through 13 surgeries. I've been through, I think, 11 blood transfusions. There was multiple times of close to cardiac arrest that they thought it was, but they were able to transition a lot of it as my body was reacting to a lot of the thing. At one point, I was on 29 pills a day. At one point, and it took time to rebuild out of that. I had to learn to walk again. I think I'm one of the few people in the world, not the only, but I'm one of the few people in the world that actually was wide awake, rolling down in a gurney from my room down to operations, and I knew that they were taking my right leg off. I was driving down. I literally sat the whole way and looked at my right leg and realized it would be gone when I woke back up. And it was a unique situation. But again, it's those things. What I knew was if they took that leg, the second leg, that I could get my paralysis, the specialty legs that I needed to be a double amputee. Okay. And I knew that I could make myself walk again. I knew that I could make myself do everything. This happened in September of 2019. I am traveling on my own and doing things. Is it easy? No. Are there days where I want to give up and battle? Yeah, of course. But I get up every day, and this Disney community brings a lot of happiness to me. And I look forward to helping others. I just had 2 creators I talked to right before we did this stream. And they called me about coming on the channel and being guests on the Triple C show and how ecstatic they were. And both of them were nominated this past week with the Hall of Fame, and they were ecstatic about it. Couldn't believe that they had got acknowledged. And one of them, Corey, actually said to me, I can't believe that I'm nominated with all those incredible people that are already in there. Obviously, you're one of them, you and your wife and your kids, from your creativity. And that's an amazing thing. So that's what it's all about to me. That's bringing happiness to everybody else. And, if I can do it through my channel, if I can do it through helping others, if I can do it, I'm one of the only people that I'll take time to work with newer creators and say, hey, here's some of the things that you could do better. You're not tagging strong enough. Your titles are too long, or your titles are too short. Hey, your engagement, I love you, but your engagement stinks. You're in the park walking around for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you said hello to 2 people in your chat. If not for this chat, if not for the 47 people in here, Corby Sinclair, welcome to the minivan for Corey. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Corby. We appreciate that.
Corby's a great person. Love her. Thank you, Jenny, for doing that. If not for these 47 people that are in here right now and all these people watching on your podcasts, then none of this matters. Everything we're doing right now is for them. And that's the way it should be. So I try to work with creators and help them on that. Not because I know everything, because I don't. But what I do know is what I've learned by watching so many people through this time, that I'm willing to share the information. Because, again, I firmly believe there's hundreds of millions of Disney people out there. And the more we stretch this community out, the more the legs move out a little bit further, and the more the spider web grows, the more opportunity that Joe Smith, who we just found that goes live, might all of a sudden have 4,000 followers in a couple of weeks, and then be able to tell his 4,000 followers about the Living in DIZPod, and maybe 10 of those people come over here, and now they want to watch you because of that. Debbie Bernfeld doing it as well. Thank you guys for coming over and supporting.
We appreciate that so much. Thank you. Yeah, when I hear you talking about what you do in your community, I know that your consistent viewers just absolutely love you, and there's a lot of love that goes back and forth, I think, there. And like you said, you have newer people, whatever, people that don't interact as much. It's super important to you to build those relationships with people. Just the names that show up in chat, but they're there all the time. They are people too, and it's so important to build that. And it's so important for us too, for Tammy and Jacob and Jill and Lawrence, who's been involved in the same way now with us. It's all about the relationships, and it's real. It's real with you. It's real with us. We care about our people. And I had a discussion with our people. Tammy and I sat down on the wall before we ended the stream on Saturday night, and we lost a very important member, viewer of our community, of our family, who had been dedicated, watching everything. And we broke the news that he had passed away, sadly. And we had this talk on the Zoom call last time, Lawrence, I believe. I'll get a little blurry. Where if people don't show up, you must notice this, right? If people don't show up in a stream or two, you start to take notice. And then if it's like a third stream, I'm getting worried. And if I have the ability to reach out to them, we're reaching out to them just to make sure that they're okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a good thing to do.
yeah, you could have decided, oh, I lost interest. Okay, I just want to know you're okay. That's number one. So we talked to our people in the Zoom call and just said, hey, I don't care what your age, whatever you're doing. If you're going to be away for a week, just let us know because we notice and we worry. So I love to
Thank
see
you
that
to
you
Kay
have that
Wilby
love.
also. Kay Wilby became a member of your channel also. Thank you, Kay.
Thank you so much, Kay. So unexpected, but so appreciated. That's amazing. Hopefully we'll see y'all join us in the park sometime. Here comes Jason Thibodeau as well. Thank you so
JT.
much as well.
Thank you, JT.
Hey, they get, for the low price of $1.99, they get their name in green and they get to play with all the wonderful emojis. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. And I'll tell everybody, the Zoom call was not my idea. I got that from you because you started that. And I don't know if you still do that for your members, but I got that from you a long time ago.
Did it last week on a Zoom call for the members. And I also do now. I do a Zoom call the same day where I train people to be moderators.
Yes, you do.
I do that for free. There's no cost to that. If you're a veteran moderator, you can come in and you can listen and probably pick something up because I have a lot of veterans that do. B, you may have an idea or that you could share with us to make the tutorial better. And C, if you're brand new and you're a brand new green moderator, we can get you well started. And we do that for free because, again, I believe in the fact that the stronger we make our shows and the moderators make a key facet in how things go, how they handle themselves, how they go about the presentation, how they go about dropping links at the right time, how they follow the creator's direction. They can make or break a stream, and we train them. And I'm proud. We've done now close to 300 people that we've worked with and helped and do it. And I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Yeah, we had ours do that back in the day. We've been so lucky to we've had a consistent, strong team for a couple of years. I think we haven't added a member, we haven't subtracted a member. We got a really strong team, and I'm proud of our moderators. So, but yeah, we get some turnaround. God, it can happen. We don't want turnaround, but it happens.
Absolutely.
We know where to send them for sure. So I just wanted to say quickly how I met Pete.
Yeah.
And everything happens for a reason, just like you feel like your story happened for a reason and you found your purpose. I decided I needed to be, as a brand new channel, I needed to be at the open, and a Star Wars fan, I guess. I needed to be at the opening of Galaxy's Edge. And I was there that morning, super early, as we all were. And amongst the thousands of people, I'm walking through Galaxy's Edge with my camera, and who pulls me over? It's Pete. Never heard of him, didn't know who he was, but he knew who I was. He had already been watching our channel. And we weren't even a live stream channel at that point. We were just vlogging. So Pete brought me over. And of course, when you're new, you're looking around and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. There's Corey Meets World and Resort TV 1. And I'm like, oh, wow. He's hanging around with the bigwigs. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, well, and Pete invited me. He's like, if you want to stay with us, feel free to stay. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing, because they had already been further up in line. And I was able to hang out with them. Dev was there too, and some others too. I think Steve was there and his whole crew too.
We had the whole this and that team. Prince Charming, Dev, Resort TV 1. At that time, WW couple. They go by Adventures of Josh and Taylor. They were with us there that night, and there was a couple others. There was some of the California people. Adam was there with us that night too.
Adam the Woo.
Adam was there that night, and Justin Scard was there the night before. He went to the media thing, so he didn't come in with us. But it was a great crew. It was a group of like 30 of us that were sitting. And at that time, I wasn't even a creator then. Still, I created the term enhancer. That you had influencers, which are the people that were creating, but I created the term enhancer of a person that goes out in the community and is just trying to help others. Like for me, like a Debbie Bernfeld, who's been in here, would be an enhancer. She doesn't have her own channel, but she's out there doing her own thing. Now lately she's started to be on a couple of streams, so maybe she's got and transferring to that creator part. But I created that term, and that's what I was back then, and I was just there to help others, to hold a gimbal, to do whatever. That time I was doing everything I could for Dev to help him get his vlogs and all together and all that stuff. So it was a great time. And yeah, I pulled you over, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I introduced you to too many of them and said, hey, this is a channel that I found, family channel, and I like what they're doing. And luckily, I guess through the time of doing this, I've earned people's trust and respect that I'm not going to bring somebody into our community that's going to bring negative attributes, negative attitude, vulgar, gross, grotesque stuff. That's going to be somebody that's passionate about Disney, doing it for the right things. And they were all acceptive of you. And I believe you still talk to a bunch of them as you see them around the parks. Now that
I do. Josh and I have a great relationship behind the scenes. I can communicate with him anytime, and he's been helpful, and I think I've helped him a few times as well. So yeah, we have good conversations. If we happen to leave magic by our, when we're done with our streams, we'll take the boat back to the TTC together and stuff like that. So yeah, he's one of my closest friends in the community, I guess you could say. Really, if you think about that, he is very supportive. He really played a good role in when we lost our channel. He really helped me get that back too. So
that's a great thing.
Yeah, Josh is a good guy. So it's kind of a trivia question that I throw out there now and then, however the topic may come up, and it's like, who remembers who? And they don't usually get it because it's so far back. But who remembers who I rode Smuggler's Run with for the very first time? And of course the answer is you and Preston and Dev and Josh and Jenna. Is that 6
Josh
people?
And Jenna and Corey.
Yeah. Oh, Corey was in there too?
Yeah, Corey was in that mix with us.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. Good memory.
Good people, and it's amazing how far they've all grown their channels and had success. And again, there's a ton of room for everybody to grow. The key is it's all about the F word, fun. You should be doing this for fun. You should be creating for fun. Eventually, maybe it turns into a business for you, but even then, don't lose sight of the fun. Don't lose sight of when you walk into the park, that feeling that you get. We all get it. It's that feeling that you get when you walk in, when you're coming off the boat and you see the train station, when you're walking into Epcot and you see Spaceship Earth. That's another person we interviewed. We interviewed John DeCure, Senior, who helped create Spaceship Earth. He was one of the guys that helped create it. We interviewed him on our channel on Tuesday nights. It's that feeling that you get. It's that feeling. It's different though now. You build these relationships, okay, and you foster them and make them stronger based on trust, based on treating people with respect, based on the love of Disney and all. That now when you go to Disney, it's not the same Disney. It's a better Disney. And why is it better? Because you could be there and see 8, 10, 12 friends, whatever that is. You can go there and you can get to know people from around the whole United States or Canada or the UK or Mexico that you meet up in Disney and go out and have a bite to eat with. It's not like it was before you weren't part of this community. When you can go and do that, you can go there and you can see a creator. You can walk up to Living in Diz and say, hey, Corey, and he's able to say, hey, Benjamin Burton, how you doing? Good to see you. It's a different Disney. It's a much better Disney. It's a much better Disney when Eric Smart can say, hey, Corey, I love your channel. I'm a member. Could I ride Pirates with you? Sure. Come on and let's go ride it. Because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about the happiness and the magic. And that, again, is what I'm trying to cultivate more of. I'm trying to build that up. At the end of the day, do I want to get 100K on my channel? Yeah. Why? Because it's 100K that I can tell, go watch Living in Diz. It's 100K that I can sit there and go to and say, hey, guess what? I found this channel that's got 300 followers, guys. Let's go check them out. I can bring that to everybody. And that's where my goal is. It's a little bit different than, I still want to be successful. My success comes when I can go up to Paige and Mr. Morrow and remember Nate from when he had 2,300 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers. And we talked for the first time down in that time. It wasn't even the Springs. It was downtown Disney. And I met him and got to know him, because, those relationships build. I saw Nate in the park in September. The first thing he says to me is not, "Hey, Pete," not "How's it going?" Not his famous "Hello, friends." What I get is this: "Where's Preston?" Looking for my kid. So that's the great thing. That's when you find the love and the magic that's in this, and you truly believe that it's in your heart and you share it. It's a beautiful thing.
I think Nate loves the kids of the channels, because I was talking with him over in Springs a couple years ago, and the last thing he said was, "Hey, tell Jillian I said hi." So Nate's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's Tammy's favorite. Besides me.
Oh, Pete,
we lost Pete's audio there for a second, which is a good thing. Now we'll get a word in. No, I'm just kidding. That's something Pete would say to me.
All right, there we go.
There you
go.
There
you go.
You're good.
Ross and Found, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
that. He loves life. He loves people. He just loves people, and he's got a mind that's a steel trap, and he just remembers. And if you make an impression on him, he'll remember. We've got a lot of good people, Corey. It's from top to bottom. And again, this community is growing 10 times over every day, because more people are finding that they want to get out in front of the camera and do this for documenting their family stuff, or go into the parks and just documenting fun, or whatever reason they want to do it. And it's a cool thing.
So
yeah.
Before you became a creator,
mm-hmm.
What were you watching? Were you watching mostly vlogs, mostly live streams, kind of a mix?
Kind of a mix. I still watch a mix. I follow 577 channels, I believe, because that's what I need to do to stay on top of everything we do in this community. I need to know who's out there, who's doing what. I need to look at what they're doing and try to help wherever I can. And the great thing is, when I first started, I literally started this whole thing. It was like 11 to 12 years ago. I was watching Lou Mangello. Great man. Love Lou. Great guy. I was watching Lou on his Wednesday night Facebook Hangout. That's what it was. YouTube wasn't even that big of a thing then. And all of a sudden, Lou took off one Wednesday because he was traveling. And I said to my wife at that time, when kids were in the living room watching stuff, I was like, well, there's got to be somebody else that does this stuff. Lou can't be the only guy doing that stuff. And we went on and just started searching. And I found Resort TV 1, and it just blossomed from there. So I watch live streams. I watch vlogs. I watch some of the naysayers that negatively do it, that attack the community, or attack people that are creating, because they think that's a great way to get subscribers. Let me go out and make fun of so-and-so, or let me make fun. I watch all that stuff, not to give them views, but I look and see who's doing what, so I can have a notation about it. Because if it's something I feel that's completely rotten, where it needs to be, the creator needs to know, because maybe they need to contact their attorney and say, hey, this is going on, it's defamation of character. So I let people know. I just try to stay engaged, and I watch the little guys too, because you never know, who you're going to find, or who's going to be the next diamond in the rough out there. Yeah. That's a great creator that, we can bring. Like I said, there's tons of time. People need stuff to watch, and they're going to watch who they want to watch.
Yeah, it's funny for me. I think I had watched just a few vlogs as I was preparing for a trip. And then when I came back from that trip, Harmonious was still around, and I wanted to see Harmonious. And I said, somebody must have it recorded. Let me look on YouTube. And I just type in Harmonious, and up comes Harmonious live at Epcot, and it's living in Diz. And I was like, so he's live now, and he's going to watch Harmonious? And I turned it on. The first person I ever saw on a Disney live stream was Neil. And
I'm sorry.
They're getting ready to go on Spaceship Earth and they're just talking. And I'm like, so wait, we're just going to watch these two guys just walk around. I don't understand this. And soon enough, I became a chatter and then a member. And then
Now you're here.
so,
Well, and this whole thing has grown, God, much so like 10 times, 20 times over in the last 10 years. I mean, I literally can remember when there was just 5 or 6 total streamers streaming from the park. I can remember at the time when it was Jackie and Nate doing most of the vlogs.
Mhm.
Dev was going live from the parks, Magical News Live, Resort TV 1 were all going live at that time. It was early. It was real early. It was hardly anybody doing stuff. And then
when I got on the scene, you could probably add when I got on the scene for live, you could probably add Tanya, that crazy Disney lady, us, My Disney World Fix.
Yeah, they were all part of the second wave. I call it the second wave.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple waves. There's been multiple waves after that. And what I'll tell you, if you're watching tonight and you're thinking about creating, you should do it. You should hit the record button if you do it. But I'll also tell you, if you're watching tonight and you think that buying views is the right way to go, if you think buying subscribers is the right way to go, you should take your head and stick it in a toilet. That's what you should do. Because at the end of the day, whatever you've bought, they don't watch your content, so you're not getting any type of viewership out of it. 2, if you think it makes you bigger and better because you've gone from 500 subscribers to 5,000 in a week, if you think that people don't know, you're kind of missing the boat, because I guarantee you, people see that. There's times where people have great success. I watched Park Pass TV during the hurricane do an incredible broadcast and gain 9,000 subscribers. That's legit. That's legit. And now they've picked up, a couple hundred watching them live every week. There's people who've stayed around, but there's others out there that think, oh, I'm going to do that. And, I don't, sit there and call out anybody. I don't do it. I say, look yourself in the mirror. And if you're doing it, you ain't doing no bit of good. You're not impressing anybody but yourself. At the end of the day, if you have 20,000 subscribers and we go into a live stream and you've got 3 people watching, it's kind of obvious what you're doing. If you're a vlogger and all of a sudden you've got 60,000 followers vlogging, but you go in and your videos you do get 18 views, you ain't doing much. So, and the tougher part, there's also that transcendent part for shorts people. I feel bad for the people that are doing shorts. Shorts are great. They bring in views. They do bring in people. The challenge is why majority of the shorts viewer, the vertical content viewer, does not want to transition to the landscape form content. So you can hit, 1 million views on a short and pick up 3,000 followers and not see a bump on a live stream, because those people are the Gen whatever, X, B, C, whatever, whatever they label everybody nowadays. And they are more of the vertical content. Now, the good thing is if you keep putting up shorts, those people will keep watching your shorts and your shorts numbers will grow. So you just got to understand the difference to that and be able to understand the difference between people that get lucky and blow their channel up because they're doing it, and people that are buying. And it's just disappointing that I get ads all the time. So Instagram is the worst for that. I get people reaching out, sending me, putting me into a group, and hey, our company can get you this and get you that. No, go away. I have no desire for that. I'd rather go one at a time. And the last thing I do on this earth is get me my, I don't know, what am I at? I'm almost at 24,000. I'm a couple away from that. I'd rather get my 40,000 viewer and be the last thing I do on my channel X amount of years down the road, and know that I did it right, know that I did it ethically, know that the people followed because they love the channel, or they love the content, or they love the people in the chat, than go out and say, oh, I got a plaque, I got 100,000, and know that all I did was go out and buy that thing like I was buying, Pop-Tarts at the grocery store. That's the way I feel.
Oh, I want to grab Pete by the ears and kiss him on the lips. Oh my gosh. Oh my, you called them out. I love it because I try to be good and say nothing. There's plenty, all of us that are honest that do this. Um and we bite our tongues. We don't say much about that. But and you said, who are you impressing? Unfortunately, they're impressing the audience because a lot of the audience doesn't know. And I'll just add to it and say there are people that you are all watching that you love that do not do this in an honest way. And we know this behind the scenes, who they are. And you talked about this is another clue. Watch my chat and watch Pete's chat. I don't know if your chat operates about the same speed as me, Pete. Maybe it's a little quicker. Um, but watch the speed of my chat and how it moves, and watch these other people that have a consistent 1000, 1.2, little higher in the parks all the time. Their chat will not go faster than mine, and it makes no
Well,
sense because I have
I'm
17,000
not gonna sit
subscribers.
here, Corey. I'm not gonna sit here and call out anyone because I don't believe
No,
it's
we
my
didn't use
right
any
or
names, but
role.
I just wanted
I'm
to
not,
add to
I
that.
don't believe it's my right or my role. I just say if you're out there and you're doing that, whether you're an Instagrammer, you're a TikToker, you're Facebook, you're here, whatever. If you're doing that and you feel that that's the right way to go, you might want to rethink that and to look yourself in the face. And that's kind of the way I put it out there. It's um,
Yeah,
each person should
they have
look
to
at it.
live with
I'm not
themselves,
going to call
right?
any person out publicly because it's not my job in this community to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
But I everything Peter said tonight so far talks about community. So there's no way that anybody on the planet would think that Pete is out for buying subscribers or buying viewers, because you can see he wants to build the community. That's what it's about. I mean, you
yeah,
It's
don't.
about new people.
It,
It's about looking up there and T Marie's place. Well, I know it's Tina. Behind what's behind the name. A lot of people have their regular names in there. It's about looking in there and saying Corby Sinclair is Jenny. It's about Monterey Molly is Jen. It's about getting to know those people. It's more important for me to talk to creators off stream than on stream. You won't see me down in the parks coming around. Hey, let me get on your stream. Hey, let me do this. Hey, dude, I don't do that because there's a proper way to go about talking with everybody. If a creator wants to bring you on their stream, you wait for them to bring you on. You wait for them to shout you out. You wait for them to decide. If a creator doesn't want to bring you on a stream, you should have a private talk with them off. Well, hey, okay, no problem that you didn't want me off, but did I do something to offend you? Whatever. There's ways of handling things with integrity all the way through and doing things the right way. There's ways to grow your channel the proper way. The same token, what people have to remember is every creator owns their channel. Corey owns his channel. I own my channel. Whoever, take your pick all the way around. Ghost Host, Jason owns his channel. Okay. It's their choice to what they want to put on it, who they want to put on it. At the end of the day, they have no obligation to anybody but themselves for what they want to do. And just because I want to share out and talk about other creators doesn't mean I'm wrong, doesn't mean I'm right. It means that that's what I want to do for my channel. If Joe Smith does his channel and he just wants to do his own thing and be his own entity and be out on his own and not be part of the community, that's his choice. But I'm going to welcome in as many people as I can. I'm going to help as many people as I can. I'm going to treat people with respect because, I never went a day down to the Pentagon where I went in dropping the F-bomb, where I went in making fun of anybody, where I went in trying to directly hurt other people. I went in there and did the things that I did working with those soldiers, those heroes that stood a post to try to help other people, to try to do what was good, to try to lead by example in the ways to go and how to lead your life. And that's all I'm trying to do here. And, Corey, you surrounded yourself, with Lawrence and all these things that you're doing, this pre-show that's coming up and the post-show and all these new ways that you're trying to bring the magic to the Diz fam. Well, I love it. And that's a great thing. And surrounding your people with incredible people is what we do. I do the same thing. My grandfather, I say this all the time on my channel. Lawrence has probably heard me. My grandfather sat in this house on the front porch of this house. God rest his soul, one of the greatest men in my life that I ever saw walk the earth. He was one of the lead doctors in the state of Maryland, one of the most intelligent guys I ever met. And he looked at me when I was about 16, and he said, "Let me tell you a couple things." He said, "One," he goes, "you love that baseball." I had an Orioles jersey on at the time, had my name on the back of it. It was just one of those makeup jerseys. He goes, "Remember one thing, when you're sitting there and you're wearing a jersey wherever you're at, whether it's work or play, the name on the front may be the company. The name on the back is who you represent." And then he said to me, "If you want to be great in life, surround yourself with incredible people." That's what I do on my channel. It's what you've done here. I've got executive producers that help me. I've got all the people that are part of my channel that host the shows. Just like you trust Lawrence, I trust every one of them with all that my being in my channel. And I couldn't do my channel without Jesse's help before, and Molly's help now, and Tina for what she does, and Paul Engel, and people like MR that come in and do my sports moderating. Doug that's come in. There's so many people. Stephanie Keel, who's here supporting you, is one of the Triple C ladies. Again, surround yourself with great people.
Yep,
and with this community, you'll find. I have yet to walk up to Corey in the park and have him not introduce me to somebody from the Diz fam that I haven't seen later in other chats, walking with high integrity, doing all the great things. That's what it's about. Build the community up with strong, quality people.
Yeah, and you have a great community to be proud of. I am so proud of our community. Our people are amazing, and to quote the great Robert Kraft, owner of the Patriots, surround yourself with good people, and you don't have to do much. But I do more than
But here's the key, Corey. We have a Disney social media community. That's what we have. And we have those who are more loyal to the creators they follow individually. There's a loyalty to you. Your Diz fam is loyal to you, but they are all part of our Disney YouTube community. And that's the blessing. And we should all be working to treat each other with respect and welcoming and love and happiness. All the things that Walt wanted us to be and to do so many years ago that people thought he was crazy for what he wanted to do. I mean, let's think about it. We're sitting here, 3 guys in 3 different states right now, talking about happiness and all these good things that you can make life better, because so many years ago, a man and his wife went to New York, had his content stolen and ripped from him. And instead of going back and saying, "You know what, I give up, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing this anymore," he said, nope. He drew a picture of a mouse on a napkin, and he didn't give up. And that's a great thing. There you go, you got a new member.
Oh, Pinky Steve, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate that. Welcome to the LID VIP. So appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just going to say, and I've been lucky, they're family first, but I also consider them my team. Lawrence has purposes that he serves, and Neil serves other purposes. It's like both of them, and none of their duties, I don't say duties, I shouldn't say duties, but none of what they do for me and with me crosses over, right? Responsibilities, right? And it's because they're good-hearted and good people. Lawrence stepped up and said, "I would like to help you because I know you're overwhelmed," out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah, he's a good man. I love it. Love what you're doing.
Neil is a caring, passionate man. There's been a million conversations he and I have had off camera, whether it's life advice, family advice, channel advice. What does Neil know about a YouTube channel? He tries, but he calms me down. People don't realize behind the scenes, all these creators, you get off a live stream, you're looking at your numbers, you see, how did I do? How could I do better? We do that kind of stuff. And sometimes I go to Neil, I did this tonight, views were low, and calm down, relax, we'll figure it out. So he serves a whole different purpose, but and Lawrence hits me with numbers when I'm done. How'd we do? Hey, chin up. This is good. Hey, you had a great night tonight because look at these impressions, and all of that stuff is beautiful. I just have a great team down to the moderators and them. Definitely blessed. Same thing. Good support.
Good thing. You guys brought up the Hall of Fame when we started. That has been one of my most prized things that we've done, because Corey and his family were inducted and voted in by those who were voting, and to have a community thing, a community platform that is voted on by the community, okay, where the next Hall of Fame class is voted in by all those already inducted, where they have their own specified website that people can go and see all the people that are inducted and why they're inducted, and find all of their social media links. So if they find somebody they don't know about, they can go check them out. To have the community, to have your peers say, you have value, you do a lot more, you're special, we want to recognize you. It's an amazing thing. We only induct around, it's 24 selections a year right now. That's it. Think about that. There's tens of thousands of people just that follow all of the community that we're the smaller part, sub-community of Disney that we're all a part of, and we only put in 24 a year. That's a beautiful class, and I'll show you real quick. Let me, if you pardon me for 1 second, let me grab this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you this, Corey, and I know you'll love this because you love art.
Mm-hmm. Pete has a great wall too, by the way.
I was gonna say he's got more stuff than I do.
Yeah.
I got a little stuff back there. So every time there's a Hall of Fame, Chris Dad Builds Thompson, Dad Builds is his channel, if you don't know him, makes a customized button. This is the one for Park Pals for December. It has all the Disney characters that we're going to be using in there. My son signs every button, puts the person's number. Every person gets a number and a character. My son signs everyone. He gets mad at. Only people that get them are the 20 channels that started and those inducted. And if you see back on my wall right now, there's a ton of buttons. Let me turn on my light here where you can see more. These are all buttons that were made, and I'll tell you something that's really cool about it. So behind me
I think I see mine. I think I see mine. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the left.
4 from the left. You were
Captain
part
America
of Marvel?
shield.
You were Captain America Marvel. I think that's one of his greatest works. But those are all the buttons that are there that we've done. They're all customized, done by Chris. I'm going to turn this off so you don't have the glare. And except for the first 2 who were done by Triple P, but everybody gets those buttons. And we always have a couple left over because of the quantities you have to buy. So I take them and I go into the park and I say, oh my God, look at this cast member doing a great job. Hey, just want to say thank you. Here's a nice button for you. Thank you for what you do. So we give them to cast members and do that. So it's pretty cool that we're able to, we don't just throw them out. So was there a question that we needed to answer? So I thought I saw a question.
I think we missed a couple questions
let's
further back. I don't know if Lawrence can go back and get that.
And really, I think one of them really we've really answered because this is essentially what Pete does. But are there plans to unite the streamers from Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Paris, and other parks that allow streaming?
We've tried that. I tried that New Year's Eve a couple years ago with our friends Nick and Claire over in Paris to try to do a New Year's Eve stream and then bring it over to here to a Florida stream and then out to a California. We haven't been able to get that done yet. And the challenging part of that is when you're in the stream, when you're in the parks, and Corey, I'm sure will say this because I've been doing a little bit of park stuff lately for fun. When you're in the parks, you're so focused on 2 things. 1, engagement with your chat. 2, talking to all these people that walk up to you that want to. You want to treat them with respect. Hey, come on in. Let me talk to you for a minute. Let me talk at you, to quote L.A. Knight. And then you've got to think about what you're doing. You might be riding Small World, but you're already thinking 2 rides ahead and a snack you got to get, and you got to get to this spot for this parade. So you've got so much that you're thinking about to give your viewing audience the best that you can, that it's so tight to think about all that factor. What I am doing is I am uniting by the way of bringing all these people onto my channel as guests. Okay. Bringing them on as my guests, letting them come on into my lives, promoting their channels the way I promote on their channel. I'm promoting a lot of people all the time. I don't ask, and I never once and never will say, hey, can you shout me out if I shout you out? No, I never say that. I've never once said, hey, will you give me a follow if I do this for you? No, I do this because of what I want to do. If you want to follow me, I'd love to have you be part of our family over here and find out about all these amazing people. If you don't want to follow me, I'm still going to do the same thing that I would have done. I've told many people that. I can't stand sub for sub. I can't stand it. If that's another part of YouTube, not Disney, YouTube, that has it, where there's so many garbage things out there of sub for sub. Again, it doesn't do any good. They're not watching your content. They're not watching one bit of things you're doing. It's just a false facade of a number that goes up there. Again, I'll
Yeah,
take
I don't care how many subscribers I have if if the number of viewers don't change while I'm
Yes.
live. It's more about the views. And my idea is, well, if you get more subscribers that are going to watch, then you're going to get more views. You just don't want people to just.
Well, don't get me wrong. I want I'll be the first to sit here and say, do I want the subscribers? Yes. Do I want to get to 100? Yes, because I can help more people with it. But I want it to be people that legitimately are people that are watching, not some person in Tanzania that has 1,000 people sitting in a call center waiting to hit a button because you gave them $1,000. No, I have no desire for that. Those viewers are useless. You know, we want the ones, you know, I want the person. Here's who I want. I want the person who's come home from a hard day of work and they need a little bit of a reprieve. So they want to sit down and watch a live from the park with Living in Diz, or they want to watch an interview on the Pete McDevitt show with somebody in California they never met. I want the person whose mom, who's worked all day, taking care of her kids, running them to school, fixing their lunches, cleaning the house when they got home, picking them up from school and coming home, and is tired and wants to sit with a glass of wine. I want the person who's sitting at home, you know, and maybe they live by themselves and they're looking for enjoyment and friends and fellowship. I want those people. I want every last one of them that wants to come over, because I hope by the end of the day, from our Disney community, live streamers, home streamers, whoever, they go home and they lay their head down with a smile on their face thinking, God, I'm glad I got that. Because you know what? If it wasn't for this Disney community, I would not be here. I would have given up, okay, because this road medically was so hard for me. It was this Disney community that gave me sense of strength. It put the people in my life that I didn't even know I needed, you know, and some of the greatest relationships that I have in my life right now. People that I would, if they came to me and said, I need you to get on your scooter and drive to Florida because I need help, I would do it. And you know what? Including Corey as this, because I didn't know Corey 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I didn't know these people then, but I do now. And it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
What do you think you would be doing if your life didn't change?
I would still be working, supporting the men and women of the United States military. I had military responsibilities from every base in Bangor, Maine, down to Cherry Point, North Carolina, including stations for about 1.5 years in South Carolina. I spent time working with soldiers who have lost limbs, believe it or not. And I spent time at Dover Air Force Base and welcomed and watched families come home that had their families in caskets. I've worked with Gold Star and 5-star families directly, taking these kids over at Christmas time and buying them all the stuff for Christmas that I could do because their mom or dad wasn't coming home. I've helped my company work as a third-party liaison to help during major catastrophes, you know, working with the military doing it. I was proud to serve the men and women that serve our country. I have a huge passion for it. It is my belief that every one of these people are heroes, and their families sacrifice and serve just as much as the soldier. So I would still be doing that. I would not be creating, Corey. I would still be an enhancer. I'd be seen in the community. Because, hell, you know, the first time you saw me was down there in the community, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just,
that's right.
Hey, I was just a guy, but I'd still be around and doing that. I'd probably still be running down there with my kid and you know, all three of them that love to go to the parks with me, but I wouldn't be doing this. I'm doing this because God brought me to this path. I am here today because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ asked me to come and bear this cross. He asked me to bear this cross of the medical challenges that I've had, and to work and help people and to show them that if you don't give up, you can do anything, no matter how big it is. There's always a workaround. It just might take a little bit to find it. So that's my thing. That's what I'd be doing still. You know?
And for all those that don't know, I'm 30 years in as a physical therapist assistant, and there's no one that I ever wanted to rehab more than Pete. And I wish I would have had the opportunity to have done that. I would have kicked your, you know what, but we would have had a lot of fun doing it.
Well,
A
you'd
lot of
had a
fun.
lot of fun doing it. I didn't have a lot of fun through all that. I ain't gonna lie. I hated most of it, but it had to be done to get. You know, when you
We
sit
would have
up,
done it.
when you sit one day in a bed after I had this was after like 6 surgeries, and I'd come out of the coma, and I literally sit in the bed. And there is a video on my channel if you want to watch it called My Magical Journey, which documents everything. But I'll tell everybody, I warn you, viewer discretion is advised, because there are pictures of me there in the coma. There are pictures during surgery. There's all kinds of stuff. But I sat there in my bed after like the 6th surgery, and we were about 8 months in. And I literally looked over at the bathroom. This is a true story. I looked over at the bathroom there. And mind you, I was still hooked to tubes. I had 13 tubes in me at one point. I looked over at the bathroom and literally sat and started crying my eyes out by myself. I was all alone, and sat there and cried for about 45 minutes. How am I going to use the restroom again? How am I going to walk again? How am I going to feed myself again? Because at that time I was fully bandaged on this hand, and this one was still fully bandaged. I had nurses that were feeding me. And I'm like, how am I going to do that? How am I going to walk my daughter down the aisle if I can't, what I am here, and I found ways to fight through that and to battle it. And I will give props too to somebody, and you think a lot of. Myers and the Mouse, Kelly, and I talked almost every night or every other night when I was in that part of my life. Josh, Resort TV One, called me weekly and talked to me and said, hey, how you doing? Mouse Talk, Walt from our community, Mouse Talk, came up to my room and saw me and brought me 2 of these magnets, annual pass magnets, and put them on this refrigerator that was in my room when I was in ICU. I brought it home. This was my refrigerator. I brought it home with me. So people like that. Myers and the Mouse and Steve of Steve's World. Steve flew up here from Florida and went with Walt to my son's soccer game because I was laying in the bed like a vegetable and couldn't do anything. That's what this community is about. This community, multiple people stood up and did fundraisers to help raise. I had 5. My medical bills were almost $5 million, and we had close to $500,000 of responsibility for that personally that we had to pay. And this community stepped up, and a lot of people did fundraisers, this and that. Donna Jaworski, I know there were many others. I hope I don't forget anybody that did things to try to help my family. Cards came to the house, food came to the house. A lot of it was people in this community, people that rallied behind our family. Prayers work, y'all. Prayers. Tanya says it all the time. I'm stealing Tanya's line. Prayers work, y'all. It works. So if you got somebody out there that's struggling, say a prayer, because I felt the prayers. I felt the uplifting. I believe God said, okay, you've got another purpose right now. So it's a good thing. And now it's just wanting to help you. I want to see more people watch your podcast. You've got the top 5 rated podcast, I believe, in all of
podcasts. Yeah, we've hit that high.
That's pretty amazing. Why can't you be 3? Why can't you be 3? Corey, you got, let's see if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm doing this off of my focus that we have on Living in Diz. You're right around the 17,000, 18,000 mark.
We just jumped over 17,000.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for just sitting here. Because we tell everybody about your channel and our race for 100K every Friday night. Why can't you be 25,000? Why can't Paul Engel have 2,000 followers? Why can't Parks with the Pigeons who in here have 5,000, 10,000? I just want to see it, and I want a success. My biggest day. Let's agree on this, Corey. When hopefully you hit that 100,000 plateau, we get together and you buy me an egg roll and we celebrate.
That sounds good. I'll buy you 2. I'll buy you 2. I hit 100,000. I'll take you to wherever you want to go on Disney property. That's on record right now.
There you go.
Casey's it is.
Yes, sir.
All
right. the foot long.
No, here's what it'll be. Here's what it'll be, Lawrence. Let me tell you what it'll be. Here's what it'll be. I'm going to get you something, but you're not allowed to get an ice cream sandwich because you can get them at home in your refrigerator.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
That's what it'll be.
I have some prejudice against certain Disney snacks. Yes. Then they come out with a snack collection with a big fat Mickey ice cream sandwich on the the Loungefly and the I don't know. Disney's out to get me on that one.
All of Corey's followers, somebody needs to buy him one of those giant ice cream sandwiches and have him put it behind him for Christmas. Just saying.
I shocked the world. I did a live stream from Typhoon Lagoon a few months ago with Lawrence. I was there with Lawrence,
Yep.
and the Mickey ice cream bars. I mean, the Mickey ice cream sandwiches were free for the event.
Mhm.
I was just walking by. I didn't see anything else, so I grabbed one and I started eating it and shocked our community. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, there is a loophole. I don't want to buy one of those because you can get them from home, but I will eat one if it's for free."
Doing that with Lawrence is a great thing. The people that are closest to me, I couldn't do what I do now without my moderators, like you say, Corey. I couldn't do it. I'm telling you flat out, I couldn't do my channel without my moderators' help. I rely on them so much, and I need them, especially because with my disability, the challenges that I have. Two, the people that I broadcast with are my close friends and my most trusted people in the world. I had Tina and Doug, Chris, who was over with me for a long time, Angela, Stephanie, Sammy D. Molly is my everything right now. She jumped in when Jesse, I don't know if you know or not, but your viewers might not know. I had a young lady.
Is it Jesse Minetti?
No, this is Whether or Not
Okay.
with Jesse. Whether or Not with Jesse was her name.
Okay.
And she, when I came home and started doing this, she was just somebody out there in the community that saw that I was a guy that had half his body parts left, that was trying to stream, that was getting really frustrated with everything I did. And she reached out to me one day and said, let me help you. Let me help you. And I was really hesitant because I didn't know her. And I'm like, I don't know if I want somebody. I don't know this person. At that point, she told me she was from she was American Indian. She lived on an Indian range. I'm like, what is going on? And she came in and she knocked the doors down. She helped me make a little website, and she was doing different video stuff and everything. And she was crushing it. And I didn't realize how important she was to me until she passed away. COVID took her from us. She called me on a Wednesday and said, I'm going to the hospital. I don't feel good. And then she tried to reach me on Thursday, and I was in therapy. When I got out of therapy, I called her back. She didn't answer. And then Friday morning, we found out she was gone, that COVID had taken her. And I would give anything to go back one more time to tell her, hey, I'm so grateful. I appreciate you. I couldn't have done, I wouldn't be here starting where it's at. But then I also look at what came behind her. The most interesting story is she was talking with Monorail Molly. Well, this was like the last 6 months, trying to get some help with doing things. And her and Jen were kind of talking. I didn't even know that they two were talking, right? I just, Monorail Molly was following my channel. I didn't know her from Adam. And, here when Jesse passes, Molly reaches out to me and says, hey, I can help you with this, this, and this. I said, how do you know about all that? She goes, I've been working with Jesse for the last 3 months. And, part of me has to wonder, Jesse had respiratory problems and challenges and stuff. Did she know that she was sick and she just wanted me to be taken care of? Because Jesse was as loyal to me as they come. And I'll forever go to my grave being grateful for her, not only for what she did to start me up, but what she did bringing Molly into my life, because I couldn't do my channel right now. Molly does so much for me. Tina's my bounce off person. I can call Tina and ask, all right, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Give me and now, you got people like Doug and Doug helping me, Zippity Doo Doug, and you've got Lawrence doing this. And I love when you told me, hey, we're going to do a pre-show. Lawrence, no word of a lie, guys. Lawrence and I had a talk before the show when I was asking him, hey, how you thinking about doing it? And I was giving him some of my suggestive ideas because I said, what I say to you, I think this can be great. Go with your strengths. That's what I said to him. Go with your strengths. Mm-hmm. I love it, a pre-show. And then he was telling me what you're doing on the post-show and how you had built a relationship to be able to do that. Makes me proud, Corey. Makes me proud because it's all the things that I talked to you about years ago. And when I hear you say things like I started a mod chat, Corey and I bump heads time to time because we're both strong-willed males. Never bad, but that's the way we are. But nothing makes me happier than when I hear Corey tell me he's having success. And nothing makes me happier when he tells me about his channel growing and new things that he's trying. But I'll be honest with you, he's one of the few that's actually called me up and said, hey, called me up more than once and said, hey, this thing that you said to me, it worked. You were right. We had to talk about membership. Remember that night?
Yeah.
We had to talk about membership, and we had a great talk, and Corey's philosophies and beliefs about members and the importance of delivering to his members what he commits to, the importance of making them feel value, the importance of executing his plan. And we talked about all that, and I gave him some advice, and I told him how I do it and gave him some ideas. And he called me a month later and said, oh my God, all this membership is really working. It's really taken off. And he thanked me for it. So if people wonder why I keep coming back to Corey and trying to help and give a little bit more, it's because he's always been grateful and humble in what he says. He may not come meet me in the park when I ask him to, but that's a whole nother story.
I got a website, it has my schedule on it. You got to start scheduling with me.
Corey, first off, I'm visiting. You live there. I can't change my schedule. I can't go to Preston. Hey, listen, a New England fan wants me to come hang out with him. Can we skip going on rides today? No, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Yeah. I hope we can team up next time.
We will.
I hate
December,
telling you that I can't. But I talk about how busy I am, and if I'm not at the park some nights, I'm out. I have clients I'm seeing in the evenings, and I carve out. The only reason I don't see clients on like Wednesdays and Tuesday nights, actually, I see a client before the DIZPod. I'm just so busy. I have too many side gigs. Like I don't have much extra time to put aside. A lot of time,
your work takes care of your family. So I'm glad you're having great success.
Yeah. Thank you. Good stuff. Did we get all the questions, Lawrence?
No, let's go back to that for a second. Corby asked, do we have streamers in our community that are from overseas?
Yes. Just right off the top of my head, Nick and Claire is a great channel. It's all together, Nick and Claire. He broadcasts from Paris consistently. So we have Nick and Claire. Yeah, Nick goes from Paris at least close to once a month. When he goes over, he lives about 3 hours away, and he goes over there, and he'll be broadcasting live New Year's Eve, I guarantee you, from Paris. And he does a great job. He and Claire are fantastic. That's one that comes off the top of my head. There are others. I will tell you, with the Tokyo markets, the Hong Kong markets, you can't do it. It's illegal to do. You have trouble just taking pictures there and posting them there. They're very strict on that. So we don't have a lot for those channels. But definitely Nick and Claire. And you can check them out. And I think he has it as NIK and Claire, CLARE, I think it is. Stephanie could find it if she wanted to. So good people though.
Do you know, like if you're in Tokyo and you're walking around with like a little Osmo pocket and all that, is anybody going to question you about that? Like, are you allowed to take videos? Because they don't know if you're doing it for your own personal family collection or what.
So one, I'm going to have right now, Carla and Kiko are over there. Carla and Kiko's Adventures are over there. And they've been putting out a lot on Instagram and everything. And they're friends of the channel. And they are going to come in to my channel when they get back and just talk a little bit about that. I still don't know how it's regulated. I just know it is regulated. I know live streaming, forget about it. Forget about it. But people do put out content. I mean, I've watched videos over there, whether they're supposed to or not. I don't know.
Yeah, because Jacob's going over next July, and I told him, boy, if I'm paying for this, I better get some content back from you. He's going over with the Osmo, so I don't want the boy to get in trouble.
Yeah, don't get him in trouble. We'll find out.
Yeah.
There's also a channel, EC Travels, that comes into my Friday night show. Corey, I'm going to ask him. He goes over there a lot and does a lot of different stuff. So I'll get with EC and ask him what they can do and what they can't. Maybe I'll bring him on the same night I bring on those guys, and I'll let you know so we can find out.
Okay. Yeah. Please let me know. I need some clarity there. All right, Lawrence.
So David Nessie asks, Pete, what are you most proud of since becoming involved in the Disney community?
The amount of lives that we've been able to affect, the amount of people that we've been able to help, the Hall of Fame, everything that goes back to community, treating people with respect. That's what I am most proud of. What am I most gracious for? The relationship and the friendships that I've made. That's what I'm most grateful for. Those, as I call them, those Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit. It's one of my favorite characters of all time. Roger Rabbit was all about helping other people. Wasn't always the smartest tool in the shed. Sometimes he got hit with a frying pan, but he was always trying to do the right things. And that's the way I look at it. That's my thing. I just try to keep helping people.
Tammy in chat says, let's not get Jacob in trouble. Pete's gonna settle it for us. Pete's gonna
figure it
out.
out.
We can and cannot do.
What do we got, March?
A Goofy Guy wants to know what made you choose a single channel for both sports and Disney as opposed to doing separate audiences?
In all honesty, when I started, I didn't know better. First off, I started doing Disney. I was just doing that. And all of a sudden, I was bored one day. I was literally sitting here bored one day and I had no Disney to do. And I said, I'm going to do a baseball game. I got nothing better to do. And I started doing sports. That's how that started. And then I had, and again, I'll leave names nameless. I had someone who's very prominent in the community call me up and say, you can't do that. You can't. You will fail. YouTube doesn't want that. You won't be successful. 23,902 people later, I can say, I think I'm doing okay. So when someone told me that I can't do it, that immediately put a fire behind me that every day I have. Do I want to get to 100,000 so that I can take a picture and send that person a text with the plaque? It will happen. Absolutely. It's part of my drive.
Love it.
Part of my drive.
You told me that person and the name. Since then, has that person taken those words back and said, I'm glad I was wrong, Pete?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I'm surprised.
I don't think it'll happen. But that's okay. That's okay. I just keep doing my thing. And every day when people comes in and, I just hope that they're realizing that I'm trying to bring the positivity. Life doesn't have enough positivity. We have too much negativity, too much challenge in there. And I just keep trying to bring the positivity. And if I can do that, I believe God will reward me back, is what I believe. And he already has with the relationships, the friendships, and, heading toward, I'll be honest. I can't wait to get to 25,000 for me personally, because, I think back to when I was laying in the bed and said I couldn't do things. And when I started doing this on one of the first streams, somebody said, oh, you're good at this. I said, oh, well, you can tell me I'm good when I get to 25,000, because it seemed like it was Luke Skywalker light years away. So that, and the fact again that I'm helping, tomorrow night when I do my Disney Insomniacs at 10:45, I'm going to highlight 5 new channels that are Disney that I found, 3 from California, one from the UK, and 1 from Florida. And 3 of them don't have 500 subscribers. I got 23,000. Why can't I tell all those people about them and then let them make a choice to go watch them based on their content? I never ask anybody to just go subscribe. You should never just go and subscribe and say the heck with it and never go back. Subscribe because you'd want to check out what the person's doing. Subscribe because, maybe the situation is just the fact that they're a new person in the community and they want to get their channel name. So maybe someday they can stream. Monorail Molly is a great example. Jen doesn't want to stream right now, but maybe someday she will. I love the name Monorail Molly. I think it's great. There's so many Goofy Guy. There's another great name. I want to see those people get 100 followers so they can lock in their YouTube channel, so they can keep that name. So it's some, dork in a hat later on that wants to think they're funny, doesn't try to come back and, try to take stuff, because there are people out there that do that.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I actually know a guy that had to pay somebody $2,000 because they went in and got 1,000 people to follow their channel real quick. I think they bought it, and he locked up the name on YouTube, and it was somebody who already had it. And YouTube reached out to him and said, hey, this name has been secured. You're going to have to change your YouTube channel name. And the guy ended up paying the guy to buy the name back. So,
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation tonight. You have no idea. One of our most treasured guests for the Disney YouTube community. I totally appreciate that. I think we have to let Pete go because he's got to get ready for his own show.
Yeah, I've got you, and you've probably got other things you want to finish out with. I thank you. I'm humbly grateful for asking me to come on tonight. I'm
Same here.
very proud of what Corey has done since the first day I've met him in that Star Wars galaxy when he looked over and his eyes got massively big because Dev was there. I am very proud of how far you've come and now doing this podcast. I told Lawrence, you guys out there, that logo up in the right-hand corner of your screen is phenomenal. I love that logo. To me,
Thank you.
it's a top 25 all-time logo for me, and that's a lot because I follow hundreds, and I see thousands of channels. If anybody wants to join us over there, all I ask is if you're coming over to watch us, and I welcome you to come over to my channel and check things out, just make sure that you're subscribed to Corey, that you're giving him likes, that you're sharing him out when you see that he's going live. That if you see somebody in a grocery store and you really love living in Diz and the person's got a Mickey bag in front of them, hey, you love Disney? Hey, you should check out this channel, Living in Diz. You can do so much for a great creator, the creator that you love, and it doesn't cost you a penny. And thank you to all those, especially friends that came over to you for the first time here tonight that became members of your channel.
Yeah.
Thank you all for blessing Corey and helping Corey and Lawrence out to go a little bit forward. It means a lot to me.
Thank
Us
you.
too. We appreciate everyone that came over to support us, and hopefully we'll see you all as well. And I know our community will go over, and if they haven't subscribed to Pete already, they will do the same as well, and they will watch you. I have such faithful people, which I know you do too. So truly an honor, my friend. I knew it wouldn't be a problem getting you on. It's just a matter of scheduling, and I know we have to have you on again for sure. And
be glad to come back anytime, and we'll rock and roll it from that. And since Tammy's listening, Tammy, I keep asking Corey about coming back on the Sunday night show, so I'll just go to the boss and I'll get with her and get you to come on, and we'll get Lawrence on there at the same time and have a good time talking to you guys about the podcast and all the new stuff you're doing. I'm going to skip out because I do have to do my football show where I will be picking the Patriots to lose this week. By the way, go Raven, out.
Listen, we want the Patriots to lose every game. Oh, he's gone now. I'll talk to him later. Pete is great. Love Pete. Pete is a blessing to the community and to everyone he touches. So glad we were able to bring him on over. And when we're done here, definitely go check out Pete.
Yeah, he is doing NFL picks and predictions tonight. And then tomorrow is his Disney Insomniacs live show at 10:45. So if you are up late like I am, check that out. It's a lot of fun. Remember how Corey always says, is it after 10? Well, he starts his show after 10. So just be prepared. Just be prepared.
Go do the time check.
Yeah. I was going to hit the news, but I could save the news for tomorrow. Since we are doing a pre-show tomorrow, I can hit the news tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. So we'll go inside the parks.
All right. This is the favorite segment usually of the viewers, the listeners, and it's inside the parks. And what did we do in the live streams over at Living in Diz? And I always have to say to Lawrence, where was I and what was I doing? So let me see. If we travel back, well, the last place I was, it was Saturday. Saturday was a nice stream. It was a nice day. Checked in with Jacob and Tammy at the end of the day, end of the night. And it was a nice, relaxing stream. We just kind of, Hollywood was busy, and I don't know why it was so busy, because I feel like the park didn't behave during the day in the early evening like we see Magic Kingdom behave prior to a Mickey's Very Merry Scary Christmas Party.
Yeah.
Normally it's the wait times are a lot lower, but Hollywood was banging from start to finish. So it's okay. We did what the park gave us, and we waited. We invested a little time in some of the lines, but I'll tell you, those 30, 35-minute line waits, I think we had so much fun with our company and with our chat that it was just a good time. And I think that shone through. We had a really good audience that day. We held a lot of viewers consistently throughout the entire stream. And before I jump over, we did a split stream. We went over to Springs. So is there anything else to point out? I will say we broke some new ground in the community, right? Where we didn't just go live. We are now doing a pre-show with you right there in the studio with a countdown to when we're going live to whichever WDW location we're at. So I'm there waiting. You do your pre-show, you send it out to me, and boom, we're off and running.
I don't remember who came up with that.
We
But
tried to talk about that, right? Like, whose idea?
I
Well, you
think,
and I, we had a brainstorm on, what was it, in the car, on the phone or something one night leaving the park,
yeah,
and we just started shooting ideas for some reason.
yeah. And wasn't sure how it was going to work. I had a little audio issue in the very beginning, but those things happen. And it's really just to kind of get everybody together. And again, we talked all night with Pete about this being a community, and what's important is that Ann Gilnack is sitting there talking to Stephanie and Jill and Benjamin Burton, and all these people get to talk together for another 15 minutes before you go live in the parks. And I can then also see, because I'm watching your feed, so I know when you're ready and we can send it over to you. Just something a little bit different than what people are used to getting, and it gives you all another 15 minutes to just chat and kind of be part of what's going on. And then the post show, again, I don't know who came up with that idea. I want to say it might have been more me, but
You started in with an idea, and then I came up with the specific idea.
yeah.
Like, let me see if I can get some agreement here with a channel with great videos in their library and see if they would agree that we use their content in our post show.
Yeah. So let me ask this in chat. If you watched the other night when we did the post show, let me know if you like that. We did 2 videos. We did because Corey had been at Hollywood Studios, I decided, well, let's do the last backlot tour, right? So we're gonna kind of do something retro, a ride that isn't there anymore, and then decided, well, let's also take you overseas and show you the Beauty and the Beast ride, which none of us have probably seen. That was a pretty cool ride to be able to see. Very similar to like Mickey and Minnie's, or because it's trackless, very immersive, like Rise of the Resistance. But the vehicles are similar, but they also sway back and forth, as if when they're in the final scene and they're dancing, you're swaying back and forth. It's really, really cool to be able to see that. And some of us may never get to experience it. So at least we're able to bring that to you through our agreement with Attractions Magazine, which is really, really cool. So, Wednesday, tomorrow, Corey will be at Magic Kingdom, and I will have something special for you after the stream tomorrow night. I'm not telling you. You have to tune in to find out.
Is it what you told me?
Yes. I think that'll be fun.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just I hope you're all enjoying it. And if there's something specific you'd like to see, let me know. I can certainly search their library and try and bring that all to you. But again, it just gives us a little bit more time. And the way I think of it is Corey is then, packing up the gimbal and getting ready and heading out to the car, and we're all still in chatting, watching something live together. So that's really the idea behind it.
I was watching the Beauty and the Beast ride in the car while Tammy was driving because it was such an amazing video. Yeah, and like Roderick Freeman says in the chat, he says it was off the chain. Beauty and the Beast ride was off the chain.
Yeah.
So we're so sad we missed you, Roderick, as well. But we'll talk on the Zoom call on Thursday. So yeah, sorry we missed you. So we went over now, Hollywood was closing, and I didn't realize that. I had to look deeper into that a few days leading up to the stream because we were just planning on being at Hollywood the entire night.
Mhm.
And Jollywood started at 7:30, so we planned on leaving there. Used our park strategy, right? We could have done Phantasmic, but we decided the park's been busy, so why don't we try to get on, a couple rides um, before it closes. It kind of failed on us though, but it was okay. It failed in the sense that we only got to do one ride. The Toy Story Mania one side broke down, so would we spend about 45 minutes in there?
Yeah.
So strategy wise, it didn't work, but we were okay with it. We had fun hanging out and talking with the chat, and but really tough lag spots in there. So we were battling that a little bit, but we were okay. It,
Mhm.
it all worked out perfectly fine, and got to take Tammy two wheels. She took us over to Hollywood. What I always want to call Hollywood Studio, Disney Springs Hollywood Studios. I don't know why. So we went over to Springs, and I thought we would get all the trees in for the Christmas tree stroll, and
Mm.
we just couldn't. 21 trees. I mean, I've done this for 8 years. I don't think they've added trees. I just never realized that there was 21 trees to see.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. Quite a
So we
bit.
realized we wouldn't be able to see them all. So I've got the map sitting in the kitchen, and we'll take it back with us in a couple short weeks or so. I think 3 weeks we'll be back, and we're gonna do the same stream, just because it kind of lays out that way. We'll do Hollywood Studios till 7:30. We'll head over to Springs, and we'll finish up the Christmas tree stroll and have a little fun over there.
So I'm gonna drop a little surprise on Corey. Has nothing to do with what he just said, but
Oh,
how many of you watched the New Year's Eve Epcot stream that I did? That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I think you might get another one this year.
oh, nice.
How many of you enjoyed the um Verbo stream that we did? You might get another one this year. How many of you enjoyed the live studio audience version of the DIZPod? Maybe you get another one of those this year. Just saying.
Oh, okay. That's good stuff.
Just saying.
I
I'm
like it.
planning. I am planning. So I
Oh
do
boy.
plans for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
So that's in stone. You're coming.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get
Okay. I
So-
appreciate that. And I want to say hello in the chat to Two Real Geeks. Says that they were directed here to us and had to stop by. I'm glad that you did, Two Real Geeks. We appreciate that and love the name. The trees were a lot of fun this year. A lot of springs. Olive Springs has done well for Christmas this year. I'm glad that they spread the trees out.
Yeah.
Now it was nice. One thing that they don't do now, so you can see the trees all the way around, is when the trees were all together in one section, they all had backgrounds to them, like
Mm.
kind of like a book opened up. So they had backgrounds to the tree, which was kind of neat too. But it was definitely crowded in that sense. Now you kind of have the freedom to move around and you can look at the trees
Can look-
comfortably in
Right.
your own leisure because no one was really in our way the other night, as crowded as Springs was. So it's very pleasant, very relaxing, and you can do it at your own pace. You don't have to go there, bang them out, and then when you're done, you're done.
Yeah. I want to go back to Two Real Geeks for a second. You said YouTube directed you here. Could you tell us like how that happened? I'm just curious.
And what were you watching? What were you watching prior to?
Yeah. I like
And
that.
And what channel did they get directed to? Was it Living in Diz? Was it us? Or
Yeah.
I couldn't see them in either chat.
Yeah. Are you watching? What channel are you watching on too? Sorry, we have a lot of questions for you.
We're throwing questions at you. Corey, any idea of when the next Zoom call will be? How about 48 hours from now, Jill, you will be talking to me?
They
I'm late scheduling it. I forgot the other day, so while I always talk to Lawrence after the DIZPod, I will schedule it while I'm talking to Lawrence. So you'll be getting that invite tonight.
Very cool. So if you're just joining us for the first time this evening, make sure to subscribe to Living in Diz. Corey is live from the parks twice a week. Tomorrow he'll be at Magic Kingdom. And then Saturday, where are you Saturday? Epcot.
Yes,
The
the absolute final. Nothing after that. The final Epcot Food and Wine Festival. There is no concert. Those are done. But we'll do Luminous. We will do the World Showcase walkthrough. Would this be the first Luminous in 4K live and the first World Showcase walkthrough, or have we done that? I think we did it.
Yeah. So this will be. Ooh. Sorry. Thoughts hit me like that. I was just thinking about what we're going to do for the
Post show.
Yes. Remember, I'm trying to tie the post show into where we were live. So
yes,
we will see what happens.
We were on the main page. Two Real Geeks watches theme park stuff all the time. I cover Disney as well, and I watch Pete as well. Oh, that's awesome! Yay for YouTube! Yay for us!
Catherine reminded me we just replaced our water heater, so we got to think about it.
Who is she?
I'll just get my team to stop at the house, and then we're good.
Yeah, you got to listen to your wife.
Oh, here we go. I'll be able to hear her in about 20 seconds from the other room. You have a wife? Anyway,
that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
That was prompted right there.
You'll be able to hear it in a few seconds. Anyway, make sure to go to the Living in Diz page. Hit the notify me button on each of the individual streams. Corey always schedules out the streams beforehand. Hit notify me so that makes sure that YouTube sends you the notification. If you just have your notification bell on, you may not get the notification. They only send out like 40% of the notifications apparently. But if you click notify me on the individual stream, you'll be notified. Our next DIZPod is next Wednesday. Where are you going Tuesday? Do you know?
You know what? It is actually something I had to talk to you about. I mean, I could look myself, but sometimes I feel like I'd be blocked by a Christmas party.
Okay.
Right? For Magic. That's Tuesday.
So we'll have to look at where he's going next Tuesday, but he'll be in the parks on Tuesday, so we're going to move the DIZPod to Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. So right.
You know what? I'll make the call now. It probably makes more sense to be at Hollywood. If we're doing Epcot tomorrow, and then if we're doing Magic tomorrow, we go into Epcot on Saturday. Probably do Hollywood because the following Saturday we're doing Universal.
There you go.
Grinchmas and all that good stuff is coming to you all. The Christmas parade. Unbelievable. I mean, I think the Christmas parade will have begun by then. I need to research. It should be.
And again, Corey's going to be at Universal, so I already know what I'm going to do for the post show. I love this. I love
this
it.
Is so good. Shout out though too, right? Shout out to actually, I'll mention them towards the end here. We'll hit up that partnership too. I'll talk about it quick.
Very cool. So yeah, make sure to hit the notify me button. And next week on our Wednesday DIZPod, it is Viewer Week. We're going to talk about everything that we're thankful for because it's Thanksgiving, but we will also have a Zoom call going on during the show. You'll all be invited into the Zoom call, and then we will also be pulling some of you from the Zoom call to be on the show and talk about what you're thankful for and how you watch Living in Diz and all that kind of stuff. So very, very cool. Yes, Two Real Geeks says the Universal Christmas Parade is so much fun. That is a very, very fun parade. Reminds me very much of, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So we're excited about that. We're going to talk about
They,
Thanksgiving Day Parade next Wednesday.
they do a great job.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
Gotta put my glasses on for my read. You ready?
Go ahead.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. First one I know almost by heart, so it's nice and smooth. The others, not so much, but we do our best. All right. Hey, everybody. If you're looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki, a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit celebratingflorida.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away, and Victor has his own YouTube channel as well at Victor Naraki. And if you go over there and subscribe to Victor, and he reaches 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, he's going to donate $1,000 to give kids the world in virtually all your names. So, just go over and subscribe for free, and you get him one more step closer to helping some kids and family. Talking about our partnership, our post show is basically sponsored by, through content, is Attractions Magazine. And we're so grateful that they allow us to utilize their library to bring you all a great experience at the end of the stream. And their description on their channel basically is your front row seat to America's wildest theme parks. Whether you're planning your next theme park getaway or just dreaming of the rides, Attractions Magazine has you covered. Dive into their channel for exciting POV videos and honest reviews of rides across the U.S., from the enchantment of Disney parks and the high-speed thrills of Six Flags to the unique experiences of even Knott's Berry's Farm and beyond. Experience the best roller coasters, dark rides, water slides, and hidden gems from your screen. Discover tips, tricks, and insider secrets to make the most of your park visits with them. So go over there, and the links are in the description. You can go over and subscribe to Attractions Magazine. Their library is incredible. And one last thing, if you are looking to stay off of Disney property sometime for a trip, I got the place for you. It's a townhome, and it starts as low as $149 or 45 $149 a night. It can vary, but that is the cheapest that you can get it. We stayed there. There is a vlog on our channel to check out the room tour. They even have a Mickey pool back there, and it's really cool. Very, very private. And it's in their amazing community. And let's see, right here, Disney Home Adventures is a spacious three bedroom, three bathroom townhome in Windsor Hills Resort. It is literally 6 minutes from Walt Disney World. We measured it. There's plenty of shopping around there, Walmart, restaurants, really amazing spot to be in. And the property itself has a lot of amenities, so you can enjoy the private backyard pool, fully equipped kitchen, and in-home amenities like high-speed Wi-Fi, cable TV. Windsor Hill Resort offers a plethora of amenities for guests, including water park, fitness center, game room, and more. So whether you're seeking a tranquil escape or an action-packed adventure, Disney Adventure Home is the perfect base for your magical Orlando getaway. We had a really great time there, and I highly recommend it. So check it out, and you get a discount. LID 10, I believe, is the discount, and that is in the description below of all of our videos. And take advantage of that and tell them that LID sent you.
Very, very cool. There's a whole lot of conversation in chat that I'm just gonna put
Sounds like post-pod discussion.
Yeah. Oh boy, I love it. I love this community. Just so much fun. I'm going to talk about all that next week.